Hello and welcome, and today was a huge day for Dual Universe. They just released a stream showcasing the release date and a ton of new updates. And in this video, I'm going to summarize that video and explain to you everything we know about release date for Dual Universe. We're going to go cover some stats they've actually covered, and we'll quickly glance over these. So, during the beta, there was over 167,677 deaths total that has been recorded. Just over, and then some form topics, or form stats are basically just over 179,000 forum posts and close to 16,000 topics, so that's crazy. And apparently the top forum poster is Lathus, so sorry if I mispronounced your name, but he or she made 5,650 posts. That's actually incredible. Damn. Okay, so most common achievement was the wealthy achievement, and that requires a player to acquire 400,000 quanta in their wallet. The biggest battle was held on May 21st, 2022. That held over 140 players and over 163,000 shots fired. That's huge. That battle is also known as the Siege of Gamma, and I've released a video a while back on that, which you can see here. I'll leave a link in the description as well. They've also said that there was approximately 4,682,682 times a tank has been refilled. Well, that's interesting, I guess. And for a huge number here, so there was a total of 3.1 billion missions completed, and the total quanta amount is a little over 17.9 quadrillion in quanta. That is a crap ton. Okay, so let's move into what we can expect from release. So here's the official date. The release is September 27th, 2022. So let's cover what is going to happen during release. So first we're going to talk about planet changes. Mattis, apparently that's a hot planet, so they are going to work on making that planet appear closer to the star. Mattis will have peaks which are above about 1.5 kilometers, so you can actually land your anti-gravity ship on the surface, which is actually pretty cool. I've got a few screenshots on the screen now that actually will show what Mattis looks like. Now for Fades, this one has a huge change as well. Apparently before its planet altering event that has the crack, it was a water planet like Jago, but something happened which they claimed will be released later, but the crack is now going to have water in it. Some of the areas, if you've actually flown through the crack, you're going to see like procedurally generated peaks that just look like giant spikes, which kind of sucks, but they actually fixed that and made it a little wider, and it actually looks a lot better. Now the parts of the planet that are now surrounding the planet, they've made them less. However, they're much bigger now, so you can actually claim them. Before you couldn't. I mean, yeah, you can land, you can build, or you can dig, but you couldn't claim them, but now you can. So in theory, you can actually claim two rocks close by to each other, and you can bridge the gap, like build between both of them. So that's going to be pretty interesting. When the game releases, we're going to start off with 5 planets. That's Alioth, Tioma, Fades, Mattis, and Jago. The reason why they're starting off with those 5 planets is because, you're going to try and make the deadline of release date, so they're going to push the planets off, and they're going to release those ASAP for the remaining planets. I've also showed a picture here which will show the phases of which those planets will be released. They are also adjusting distances on some of those planets. We don't have an exact number at all on that, but there will be some changes there. Now, we will have 9 more ships at the UEF store. They released 4 names and pictures of the ships right now. I'm not sure if they're in the store yet. I've actually haven't looked, but I doubt it. But what they showed in the stream is the Fin Glider, the Nano Bike, which is a hybrid, quick to get to your death spot, so to speak, type ship. I believe the other one is the Iron Stalworks, which is going to be an Atmo hauler capable of lifting 147 kl. And then we have the Ronin, which has AGG, and it's built as a interplanetary ship. They did not release the details on how much it can haul, but they said, yeah, it's going to be a lot. And these were actually built by NQ Lover, I believe is what they said. So they've got 5 more ships they did not release any details on, but we've got 5 more coming out in addition to these 4. NQ Lover is also the one that created the mining tutorial, so we're going to have a proper one set up on that. The next update was a blueprint deployment overhaul. So what that means is you're going to have blueprints that can now be snappable on deployment. They can snap to grid, or if you've got a multi-core tower that you've built, you can easily snap them together, and just makes it so much more better, especially for tall towers and such. I believe that nice tower by Blue Star, it was waiting on something like that, so we're finally getting it. That's awesome. In addition to that, if you've got a blueprint and you just don't have enough honeycomb, or you're missing a rare honeycomb or whatever, you will have the option to replace that missing honeycomb with something else. And not only the honeycombs, you can also choose to not include certain elements, or not certain elements, but any elements. So if you don't have the NAGG or something, you can just simply say into the blueprint that you don't want that deployed in there. So that is definitely an awesome quality of life update. Something I didn't even know I needed until now. So that's awesome. So as for release day, the server will be closed for what they claim to be about a week, but then they also said it could be 5 days. And that start time was roughly on the 21st. So for, let's just say 5 days for now, on the 21st or 22nd, whenever it is, we are not going to be able to play the server or anything. We're not going to play the game. And during that time, it's going to be in maintenance mode. They're going to update everything. However, they also did say that we will be compensated on about a week of time that server is down, because obviously, we're not playing. So another big thing is Dual Universe is coming to Steam, and it's going to be released on Steam, which is amazing. So go on there now. The page is live. Wishlist it, and yeah, that's something I've been looking forward to as well. It's going to get a lot more exposure. A lot more people are going to come in, so it's going to help the game a lot. So if you actually purchase, or if you activate Dual Universe on your Steam account, then you're going to have to continue to use Steam from that point on. I can't remember exactly what was said, but it was basically due to how things were set up or something. So you could still use Xsolla or Marquee Dragon for time codes. You could still do that, but if you go to Steam, then you're going to be using Steam to continue paying your subscription. Okay, so now there are some honeycomb changes. Maybe not changes, but additions. They're adding 10 different types of color luminescent honeycomb. So that's a different variety of white luminescence honeycomb. I can't say that word today. You can have a brighter white or a lighter white is what they said. There's also going to be purple color luminescence honeycombs. And there's also going to be purple color honeycomb in general, such as plastic, and 2 other types from what they were saying as well. Another update is elements will lose lives at collisions, which is awesome. So now those elements will eventually completely die off. So that's going to be adding another sink. It's going to help the economy and factory workers who want to produce wings. You can now actually make some money, and that'd be awesome. Yeah, my dog's in the background there. Okay, but with that element live changes, like the life changes on it, it's still, I believe Deckard said something about it still being vague and design work is still needed to be finished, but it is coming. Okay, so another exciting change is they're going to be changing the avatar customization panel to allow for application of skins to the avatar. That is, especially for the Kickstarter rewards, there's going to be custom skins, and they said there's going to be more stuff on that later. Okay, so for new accounts, there's going to be a free trial. So what that means is if there's somebody who's never played before, especially on Steam, they can try the game out for, I believe they said about a week or maybe 2 weeks, but they are going to be playing on a different server that will be reset once every 5, 6, or 7 days. And there are no limitations on the server. So this sounds like it's going to be something like a sandbox playground where they have access to everything just to play around. Now, I thought that'd be a great idea to kind of build some stuff, but it's on a different server, and you're not going to be able to carry anything over to the persistent server. So, but hey, it's good. It's a free trial. Not a lot of games do that. Okay, so when the game launches, they're going to have a back-to-game campaign at launch, which means 2 weeks of free access for any player who had a sub, but only for accounts that have lapsed. So what that means is, if you have an active sub right now and it's active to release day, you're not going to be able to get this free trial. It's only for people who are, they're trying to target people who've played this game in the past and just left and who are kind of waiting for the game to come out. So that's who they're looking at. And this, of course, will be on the persistent, aka the main server. Okay, so another update is the Talent Point Accelerator. So what that means is for the first 6 months after launch, and this applies for everybody, you're going to have talent points that will be doubled or such like that. So what that means is, so on launch day until October 31st, you will get double your experience or your talent points. So instead of 90, it's going to be 180 points per second. From November to about 3 months, which I believe is about February, you're going to have 1.5 times the normal amount. And the last 2 months, from February to March, you're going to have 1.25 additional talent points. And after March, it will return to normal, and that's where it ends. So the Pioneer Packs, those are basically for people with subscriptions already that have played the game. And I'll include a picture right here. You're probably looking at it now. But news about that was actually released earlier, so not much to say on that. But they also did include that this is different from the Talent Point Accelerator, so it basically stacks. Okay, another thing they've talked about was they opened it up to a little bit. Oh, really? My dog wants to go outside. All right, so they did open it up to some questions, and we're going to cover some of those things here. One of the ways to kind of prep for a reset, I believe Deckard was the one that covered this, was he recommended to save all the core blueprints in your nano packs. Now, before release, honeycombs will change, so the weights are going to be changed, and he said it will affect constructs, so he recommends to check those core blueprints, make sure you're good to go on those changes. But yeah, if you got DRM free stuff, pack those up in the core blueprints and put them in your nano pack, and you should be good to go on that. Another question was about the planets. Why is there only 5? Well, they wanted to have a tighter playing surface at first so they can collect data, they can see the density, they can look at towns popping up and everything, just to make things a little more enjoyable for all the new players and everybody. But those other planets will also be releasing very soon. In addition to all that, it's also because they're putting a lot of work into these planets, making them really good. So it's going to take some time to do that. So that's another reason why there. So if you have Thoramane, the tier 5, or keep it. There's already been a market frenzy. They're all gone. I think I saw one for 50 billion for 1 liter. If you're one of the lucky few that has Thoramane, keep it. You're going to get a rare collectible item at launch from it. And in addition to everything that was released and announced today, they also said that there will be lots of events and announcements coming that they haven't announced yet. So we're going to stay tuned for more information. Can't wait for that. They also said there will be end of the world events, I believe days or maybe a week prior to launch. So we're going to have to stay tuned for that and just kind of see what's going on. The next Ask Affiliate episode will be special, and it's based on the announcement of this wipe. So we're going to stay tuned for that. I believe they should have it out Friday. They did not confirm that, though. Another question I picked up was somebody asked something about the Helios star. Are we going to be able to visit that? And, well, short answer is no. What they basically said was whenever you have a dynamic item in the game, it's going to have a lot of engine work and a lot of development work. So the star is basically going to be in the background and it's going to stay there. Okay, and that basically sums up everything in that video. Other than that, have fun, guys. Prepare for the wipe, and see you on release day.